Are you going to be laughing on Friday morning, do you think?
Look, I hope so. We're going into these by-elections, aiming to win them. We've got three fantastic candidates out there, going out there telling our story as a Conservative government. We're very proud of our record in government and very proud of what we're seeking to achieve in the future. And if I was living in any of the three areas that are up for election on Thursday, I would be voting Conservative.
Of course you would, because you're a minister. But what does it say about the Prime Minister if you lose all three?
Look, we shouldn't get drawn into speculation about what might or might not happen on Thursday. There's still 2 days to go in this election campaign. I would encourage anybody living in Somerton and Frome, in Selby or in Oxbridge and Riseborough to go out there and vote for the Conservative candidate who will represent their area best and continue to deliver on behalf of them for this country.
But what does it say about the Prime Minister if you lose all three?
I'm not going to countenance losing all three. We're in it to win it. There are still 2 days of this by-election campaign to go, and polls don't close till 10 p.m. on Thursday evening. As I said, I would encourage people to look at the record of the Conservative Party in government, look at what we are promising to deliver for the future, and vote accordingly.
Maybe you should buy a lottery ticket as well. Talk to me about the Defence Secretary, Ben Wallace. He's leaving. He's talking about it's whenever the reshuffle is. Do you know when it is?
No idea.
OK.
I'll be the last to hear.
Talk to me about the fact that he doesn't think we should have more soldiers or more men and women in the armed forces, but he does think we need more tanks and more armoury.
Look, we remain the preeminent nation in Europe when it comes to defence spending within NATO. We've got a commitment to 2.5% of GDP spending on defence. We're the second largest contributor to NATO, in fact, after the United States. And there's no point in having the manpower if they haven't got the technology to use. So it's absolutely important that, yes, of course, we prioritise investment in technologies and the weapons of the future, but also that we maintain our Army, our Royal Navy and our Royal Air Force to a level that they need to maintain the job, the incredible job that they do on our behalf. So I completely back the Defence Secretary and what he's seeking to do right now, making this country one of the preeminent military nations in the world. We
can't afford not to invest in our defence. We can't afford not to invest in tackling climate change as well. But the latest report is suggesting that your climate plans are very weak.
I don't accept that at all. We have reduced our carbon emissions by 48% whilst growing our economy by 65%. No other nation in the world has achieved that. We've reduced our carbon emissions faster than any other G7 nation. We were the first advanced economy to legislate for net zero. We're pressing forward. And today, launching Great British Nuclear, our next step in delivering for our net zero ambitions and indeed for energy security.
So these experts are talking nonsense then?
I would question where they're coming from. Look,
they say it's been a lost decade in action.
This decade, which has seen this Prime Minister launch a Department for Energy Security and Net Zero, saw Theresa May legislate for Net Zero, has seen ourselves cut our carbon emissions faster than any other G7 nation, and hosted the most successful COP in the past decade. So I'm not quite sure.
They're talking nonsense, are they?
I would question where they're coming from. The evidence suggests the complete opposite. We are leading the way in terms of the...
That's a polite way of saying they're talking nonsense.
You might very well say that.
What are you saying?
I say, look, I question where they're coming from. We are, as I've said, the evidence shows we're leading the way. Many nations in the world look to us as a country that they should match, that is leading by example, that is cutting carbon emissions whilst growing our economy. That's what we're doing just now, and that's what we're going to continue to do in the future.
So nuclear is the answer?
Nuclear is part of the answer, absolutely. That's why we're launching Great British Nuclear today, but it's a part of a wider energy mix. We've got the first, second, third and fourth largest offshore wind farms in the world operational right now. We're driving forward with plans for carbon capture, utilisation and storage, for hydrogen and for new technologies as they come on stream. But ultimately, we need a reliable, secure, safe and clean energy baseload, and that's where nuclear comes in.
That's what the experts say, yeah, we're doing really well with wind, and that's where we should be investing more money.
We're investing at pace. As I said, the first, second, third and fourth largest offshore wind farms in the world are actually operational off the coast of Great Britain right now, with more to come. But we shouldn't be putting all of our eggs in one basket. We need a wide energy mix, and a reliable, secure, safe, proven, clean baseload, which is what nuclear can provide, will be the foundation of all of that.
So tell us about these nuclear thingies then. What are they?
Nuclear thingies. Well, today we're launching Great British Nuclear. We're launching our small modular reactor programme, which are, by the name, smaller, modular, can be built in factories and deployed at... Look, it's an expense we cannot afford not to spend, right? We need to invest in our energy security. We need to invest in our energy baseload, and we believe that nuclear is the most secure, clean way of doing that. We cannot be forever reliant on volatile, vastly fluctuative gas prices, or indeed on the whim of Vladimir Putin and his ilk. If we're able to decarbonize our energy, if we're able to move towards a greater reliance on nuclear, which, as I say, is clean, safe, reliable and secure, then we will not have the situation as we had this year, that the government had to step in and pay half of everybody's energy bills in this country. Nobody wants to be in that position.
So when's the first one going to be built?
Well, we're running this down selection process, this competition that we're launching today, 3 times faster than any comparable nation in the world. We're looking to have them on the grid as soon as is practically possible. If you look at Canada, their ambition is to have it on the grid by 2029, one of the first SMRs. We'll be following suit very quickly.
OK, the Office of Budget Responsibility said the high upfront costs of nuclear could leave us with a bill of £170 billion.
Look, this is a cost we cannot afford not to spend.
You recognise those figures?
We absolutely must invest in our nuclear fleet. It is reliable, it's safe, secure. Yes, of course, it's expensive up front, but ultimately it will lead to cheaper bills. In Finland, where they've just brought on a new nuclear power station, we've seen people's energy bills cut by 70%. Can you imagine the impact that would have if we were able to do that here in the United Kingdom? We would no longer have the situation as we had this winter. So, look, I'm very positive about our investment in nuclear. I want to see us go as far and as fast as we possibly can, and our investment in small modular reactors is just the start of that.
And in the meantime, if necessary, you'd help people with their bills again, would you?
Look, this government has demonstrated by its actions that we're willing to step in and support the British people when they need. Demonstrated just this winter, paid half of everybody's energy bills in this country.
So that's a yes?
Look, as I said, we've already acted, by example, by stepping forward, by supporting the British people. We can't get drawn into hypotheticals. We don't know what next winter will bring. But what we do know is that we need to invest in our future. We need to make ourselves more energy secure, and we need to decouple ourselves from the very volatile and fluctuative gas market.